What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well today. So in this video, we've got not one, not two, but three boxes of 90-91 Skybox basketball that we're going to open. This is the low series. There is a series 2 box as well. We're not going to do that today, but the difference between the low series and the series 2 is the low series is full of all the superstars, the veterans, Hall of Famers. Series 2, it actually includes the cards that are in Series 1, but in addition to that, you also get a chance at the draft pick cards. So Series 2 includes the Gary Payton draft rookie card. You also get coach cards, which people don't care quite as much about, although Phil Jackson and Pat Riley are pretty popular coaches. Some people do collect those. And you get the, I think they're pretty cool, team cards, like the logo cards. So we won't have any of those in the Series 1 boxes here. But what we do have in the low series is a better chance at getting some Michael Jordans. I've got plenty of these cards. I had these cards when I was a kid. And like I said, when you get the Series 2 box, you have a chance to get in Series 1. They included the Series 1 cards in Series 2 as well. But if you're looking for Michael Jordan, which most people usually are, there's also a Shawn Kemp rookie, by the way, which is sought after in this low series. But if you're looking for those cards, you got a better chance because in the Series 2, you know, there's more cards that you're going to be going through. So we got 3 boxes. We may get sick and tired of these cards long before we get through these 3 boxes. But the goal today is to see how many Jordans we can get. And of course, we're going to be looking to see just how nice of a Jordan we can get. I have never sent anything to PSA. I'm putting together a collection that I hope to send. Let's see, it's November 2024. I'm hoping to send it maybe at the beginning of the new year. And I probably won't be sending any Jordans anytime soon, just because I'm just holding on to them right now, just throwing them in my Jordan collection, no matter how many I get. But one day I will send off a bunch of my better Jordans and get them graded, but no rush on those right now. All right, so I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I've taken off the cellophane wrap off of all 3 boxes. I've gone ahead and opened up this first box for us so we can go ahead and get started. I'm just going to start ripping these packs open, and there's going to be a lot of cards to get through. I'm going to have a big stack of wrappers on the floor, and we start off with the Hall of Famer Chris Mullin. So yeah, I'm not going to name off every player. Here's a Tim Hardaway rookie card. Dominique Wilkins. So there are some rookie cards in Series 1. The difference between, here's a Drazen Petrovic, I think that's his rookie, maybe second year card, I'm not sure. But the difference between the Series 1 and Series 2 rookies is the Series 2 are all draft pick cards, and Series 1 are just regular looking cards. But like I said, there's a Shawn Kemp rookie. We already got the Tim Hardaway. There's Glenn Rice. Here's a Reggie Miller. Bank corner, though. After that, I think, you know, there's Nick Anderson. There's a couple other guys. Sean Elliott, I think, but no other big names. Shawn Kemp is probably the biggest one. I think Tim Hardaway and Glenn Rice were both pretty awesome players, but yeah, the rookie cards are pretty cheap. And occasionally, like this pack right here, you really get nobody. That happens. So, I think when I first opened one of these Series 1 boxes, I got 2 Jordans. So I'm going to go with that and just predict about 2 Jordans per box. So a total of 6. Of course, hopefully we get lucky and maybe we'll hit a few more. Of course, there's always a chance that we'll get less. That can always happen. I have opened some boxes of cards. I think 93, 94 Fleer is on the channel. And I remember not even getting a base Jordan. I think I got one of like the subset, like a league leader or something, but I never even hit one base Jordan card in that entire box. There's David Robinson. That's looking pretty nice. Nice centered card. If we get Jordans looking like that, I'll be pretty happy. You know, so if you're not familiar with these Skybox cards, I think they were pretty popular when they came out. I mean, and I think a lot of people today still like this. You know, it's sort of an outdated design, but for 9091, this was like, you know, high tech stuff. You know, I guess is one way to describe it. But these backgrounds were pretty cool. There's Mitch Richmond. And the gold borders, you know, pretty cool. And then 91, 92 Skybox came out, and the cards were very different. These are a little bit darker. They were bright white, and they had like computer graphic, like 3D graphics in the background. Here's Vlade Divac. I think that's his rookie. Joe Dumars. So for the time, the early 90s, you know, this was like state of the art. There's a nice Larry Bird. Looking great, very well centered on the Larry Bird. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, myself included, still love these cards today. The nice thing about them today is if you go on eBay and look up basketball boxes, there's Charles Barkley. This is actually the cheapest box you can get of like any basketball I've ever seen. The Series 2, probably a little more expensive. So, let's see, November 2024. Right now, most of these boxes, you could probably get one for 40 bucks plus shipping. 40, 50 bucks. There's Nick Anderson, rookie. And then Series 2, probably Kevin McHale. 50, 60 bucks on the Series 2. And that's literally about the cheapest of any wax box. These are foil packs, but I'll just call it a wax box of any that I've seen. I think there's another Barkley. I think the hoops, 9091 hoops, about probably the second cheapest around. And it just goes up from there. So these are Moses Malone. These are about the cheapest cards you can get if you're looking to, you know, open a box of cards. There's not a whole lot of variety in this low series. There's no subsets. There's no inserts. It's just all base cards. And, you know, nostalgia aside and just getting some of your favorite stars from back in the day, I think a lot of people just probably break these just to get a couple of Jordans. It is a very popular Jordan card if you can get it in really high grade. And I think that's the key, of course, is getting one that has very sharp corners and very well centered. I thought that was a Jordan for a second. There's Scottie Pippen, which is very nice. We'll take the Pippen. All right, so I'm just flying through these cards. But that's my goal for this video. That's kind of the whole point. I've gotten so many of these cards, and I could probably make a couple sets. I've gotten all the big names. I've gotten the Jordans, but got these 3 boxes for a pretty good price. There's another Scottie Pippen. Got these all from the same dealer. Came with a Series 2 box as well, which I'm just holding on to, setting aside for now. Karl Malone. But anyways, yeah, I got these for a decent price. And really, for nothing more than just to pull out some Jordans and hoping for some high grades. Like I said, I'll add them to my own collection right now. I won't send them off. But one day, I plan to do that. So yeah, the whole point of this video is just how many Jordans can we get out of 3 boxes? And what will they look like? So So we've already seen some duplication if you're following along. Got 2 Barkleys, 2 Pippins already. So if you are familiar with these and a lot of the cards, Mitch Richmond of the time, there's patterns, right? You can almost start to predict who you're going to get. There's Magic Johnson. You know, so when you see Michael Jordan, maybe take a look at a couple of the cards before you hit that Jordan. If you see those guys popping up in a future pack, you say, oh, the Jordan's coming. And that can be kind of fun. Here's another Vlade Divac, Joe Dumars. Another Larry Bird. That one's well-centered, too. I've actually already pulled a Larry Bird that I put in this card saver because when you send off to PSA, you got to put them in these card savers. This is one that I pulled out of a pack a little while ago, and thought it was really well centered and nice sharp corners. Although I'm looking up there and now I'm kind of noticing this little ding. Maybe I might have to trade them off for this one. I think this one we pulled is better. Well, I might have to re-examine that in the future. But I don't think they're extremely rare to get a Larry Bird in top grade. But I think if it's a 10, that's pretty desirable. If it's a 9, it's probably not even worth it. But I'll send it off one day if I think it can actually come back at 10. There's another David Robinson. But I think that Larry Bird we just pulled from the pack qualifies as a 10. I don't see why it wouldn't. The corners are sharp. The centering was pretty darn perfect. So, you know, if you're getting these boxes and doing it for fun, that's probably the best way to go. If you're doing it for investment, that's a little hard because these boxes are just everywhere. They're super common. But we're going to see if we can pull out a couple Jordans and if they're going to be really well centered and perhaps come back as 10s, then, you know, that might be where some investment lies. So we'll find out. James Worthy. Haven't hit a Jordan yet, and we're getting close to halfway through this first box. I've actually, the funny thing is, I've actually hit more Jordans out of the Series 2, the High Series box, which you would think logically that just wouldn't happen because, you know, they've mixed in all the High Series cards as well. But sometimes that's just the way it works. But yeah, I'm surprised we haven't hit one already because we are definitely hitting the halfway point here. There's Michael Jordan. There it is. Let's take a look. Not perfectly centered. The left border is a little bit thicker. And the top border, the bottom border is a little bit thicker than the top. The corners are very sharp. So, in my opinion, that would not come back as a 10. But I do believe a 9 is very possible. Which at that point, a 9, I haven't looked to see what they've been going for. Probably wouldn't do it just because I feel like there's so many chances to maybe get a 10. We'll find out in this video, but there's our first Jordan. And that's about right. We're about halfway through the box. So looking at the players, Chucky Brown, Michael Smith, Cliff Livingston. So you might, I don't know where exactly I pulled that, but if we see a Chucky Brown and the whole pattern thing is correct, that'll be good news. There's a Mookie Blaylock rookie. That'd be good news. That means Jordan should be coming up. So keep an eye out for any more Chucky Browns. What would I guess, I don't know how it would work exactly, but if we hit a Chucky Brown at the very end of a pack, that might be a little sad because it's like, oh no, if we had a few more cards in the pack, here's the third Scottie Pippen. A few more cards in the pack, we would hit Jordan. Or maybe he'd just be in the next pack. Not sure how that works. There's another Karl Malone. But the thing that always gets me, and I just laugh at this, is like, you know, we've already got 3 Scottie Pippens, and we'll probably get more. Why don't we ever hit 3 Michael Jordans? And maybe some of you have opened these boxes, and you have. There's our first Patrick Ewing. Always thought that was a cool card. Just, yeah. Patrick Ewing was about the only one in that pack. So we're definitely hitting the halfway point. My box is kind of coming apart here. Might pull these packs out in just a second and get the box out of here. There's another Magic Johnson. I think that's our second one. So the Larry Bird and the Magic Johnson, I mean, those are 2 huge, some of the best to ever play the game. Huge stars. So if you can get a Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, and again, I don't know what the current prices are, but I'm pretty sure PSA 10, those are pretty nice cards. Sean Elliott rookie. John Stockton, I think that's the first one. That's the first John Stockton we pulled. Ah, there's Shawn Kemp. I almost forgot about the Shawn Kemp. I have yet to get a Shawn Kemp card that is centered. I really am just not having luck with that. I think this is my 6th Shawn Kemp I've pulled from a pack or a box, and every one of them is off-centered. I don't know why that is. But yes, if I had a perfectly centered Shawn Kemp card, I probably would send that off. Here's Glenn Rice, rookie. Clyde Drexler. That was a nice pack. Got 2 rookies there. Great rookies. Shawn Kemp. Glenn Rice. I think I'm going to unload these packs and get rid of this box because it's falling apart right before our eyes. These boxes were not the best quality. All right, so we're going to finish up our first box here, and then shortly we'll make our way into the next. So yeah, definitely hoping to get more Jordans and Shawn Kemps. Another Patrick Ewing already. But yeah, I'm amazed how hard it's been, for me at least, to get a well-centered Shawn Kemp card. I don't know what the deal is with that. They exist. I've seen them online, but I have seen a lot of them online too for sale that are not well-centered. Another James Worthy. I always thought that was a funny card. Willie Anderson. Oh, another Patrick Ewing. That's 3 of them. See what I mean? Like sometimes these guys easily get 3 of them, and it's like, where are the Kemps? Where are the Jordans? Why am I not getting 3 of them? It's Robert Parrish. Danny Ferry. That's like, that card confuses me. It reminds me of the draft cards, the draft pick cards in Series 2. And this is his rookie, right? Or maybe it was... Oh, played in Italy. That's why it's unique. I forget about this. Yeah. But yeah, with the Cavs logo up there, it reminds me of the draft cards from Series 2. But yeah, that Danny Ferry was kind of unique to Series 1. But now it makes sense. Played in Italy. I don't remember when his actual rookie year was. But I wish I knew more about that, but I didn't really start watching basketball until a couple years after this, 93, 94 maybe. So anyways, my point is there's our first Dennis Rodman. Forgot about Rodman. Muggsy Bogues, loved him. Shortest guy to ever play. 5'3", I think. But yeah, I don't know when Danny Ferry's actual rookie season was. I'm guessing he just went over to Italy for a while and then came back, and that's why this card. I don't know. Oh, our first Hakeem Olajuwon. Hadn't picked him up yet. Not too many packs left. Only 4. It'd be sad if we don't get another Jordan in this box. Because, yeah, I mean, so again, if you're thinking about money, Robert Parrish, and you can get a box for $40, but you probably have to pay shipping on top of that. Another Danny Ferry, and you get one Michael Jordan, and it's not even a guaranteed. Well, nothing's guaranteed, but if you know for a fact it's not going to be a 10, yeah, it's not gonna help pay for the box. Reggie Miller. Is that our first Reggie Miller? That might be. Maybe I got one early on. I don't remember. 2 packs. I'm surprised. Got 2 more boxes in this video. We got to make up for it if we don't get another Jordan. I was hoping for 2 per box. And I can tell, which packs I'm not going to get one in because Mitch Richmond. Well, I forgot that guy. I guess when I'll see him again, I'll know that Jordan's coming up. But I already forgot the name of the guy. Was it Chucky Brown? I think it was Chucky Brown. Yes, there it is. It's Chucky Brown. Because Michael Jordan's right behind him. So, I'm being real. You see there's that little... It's like there's like an addition to the cardboard, like sticking out, and there's a little a little bend there. So that's not going to make it a 10, which is too bad because the centering there is very nice. Gosh, it's just, in my opinion, not perfect. And I've never sent to PSA, but I'm assuming to get a 10, it's got to be pretty perfect. Pretty much perfect. Pretty perfect. Pretty much a perfect. Smokey Blaylock. So Chucky Brown. But that's cool. We squeezed in that second Jordan right on the last pack. How about that? So first box, we're done. These are all the cards I pulled out. Not too bad. I got tons of these guys. A lot of Larry Birds in there. A couple Magics. Only one Shawn Kemp, not centered. But we did get 2 Jordans in our first box, so we're going to just add them to the collection. So, here we go. Let's open up our second box. And we're going to have to do the same thing we did. Peel off the sides here. Some people just like to slip the packs out and just get rid of the box. But the kid in me loves doing this right here because the kid in me was like, go to the store, buy one of these packs for $1 because $1 or $2 is all I had on me, and I would see this box on display and I'd just be in awe. How cool would it be to own the entire box, you know, all these packs. That was something that excited me so much. You know, just wowed me. So the kid in me is just excited to have this right there and just look at that through my kid eyes and enjoy that. I got back-to-back Scott Hafners. Back-to-back Jordans would be pretty sweet. Moses Malone. Let's see. I'm gonna have to. So it's off camera, but I've got a leaning tower of commons from the first box. So I had to shift it over and start my second tower of commons. If anyone's got any idea what to do with commons, because that's the thing about these boxes, is most of the cards, you know, are not keepers. I mean, I'm keeping them, but you know what I'm saying? They're not worth keeping, and I don't know what to do with them. I think I've heard some people just literally throw them in the trash. I can't do that. So if anyone's got any ideas what to do, because I mean, that's the thing when you buy a ton of these boxes and you're looking to just get a few Jordans or whatever, and you're stuck with all these extra cards on the side. What do you do with them? I've heard some people will do like team bags and just, you know, give them to kids and stuff. And I guess I could do that. There's a nice looking David Robinson, nice and centered. I guess I could do that. I haven't tried it. It's just, I guess there's part of me who's just like, do kids really want these cards though? These older cards with like, I mean, I'm just thinking some of the kids probably don't even know who some of these star players are, and then to give them just a bunch of commons, is that really the nice thing to do? Are they really going to appreciate it? Another Danny Ferry. I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't want a bunch of commons given to me. I wanted the stars, you know? I wanted the big names. I didn't want that. Nick Anderson, rookie again. And, yeah, when I was a kid, I mean, when I got a pack, I didn't throw those cards away, but I shoved them in a box somewhere. I did not display the commons. So I got thousands of them now. I don't know what to do with them. Now, how many Danny Ferries are we going to get? Is that our fourth one? Nick Anderson, rookie. Because we just got the same pack twice. I want the same pack twice with Michael Jordan. Back-to-back Jordans would be sweet. Look at that, Ben Coleman. Ben Coleman again. Why are we getting some doubles like that? Karl Malone, we'll take that. Most of these cards are in really good shape. You always got to look out for like the last card in a pack like that one. That's why hopefully Michael Jordan is never at the end of a pack. Or in the beginning too. Because chances are it's going to be a bent card, bent corner. So we're looking for Chucky Brown, right? Because Michael Jordan's going to be right behind him. These are some pretty lousy packs so far in this box. Cliff Robinson, that's his rookie. See a Dennis Rodman, so that's cool. This is really good shape. I think I pulled aside a Dennis Rodman a while back. A nice centered, sharp cornered Rodman to someday send away to get graded. Back-to-back. We're getting a lot of back-to-back cards. Boy, that'd be nice on some of these star players to get that. Another Karl Malone. Getting a bunch of Karl Malones. Has anyone, you gotta let me know. You gotta let me know in the comments or something if anyone's ever pulled like back-to-back Jordans out of these boxes, or back-to-back packs, or, you know, 4 Jordans like within 10 packs or something. If that's ever happened. Or if that only happens with some of these other cards. See another Mitch Richmond. Oh, there's a Shawn Kemp, which means Glenn Rice is right behind him. But again, the Shawn Kemp is off-centered. And it's just like the other one. It's the right border is thicker. Man, there must have been a ton of these Shawn Kemps like just cut that way. Huh. I wonder why it's so hard to find centered. I know this. If I find one that's perfectly centered, I am going to send it off. Because I think that's just a hard find. And we got 2 Jay Humphreys back to back. What's going on with these? Getting some repeats back to back like that. So I feel like we've already gotten a complete set. And maybe that's what I need to do, is just I've gotten so many of these. I may have answered one of my questions about the commons. I've gotten so many of these cards now. There's another Barkley. And so many duplicates from Series 1 boxes. I probably should put a set together. Why not? Might be a little fun activity to do, and at the same time take care of some of my some of the commons. Of course, I'd have to give up one of my Jordans if I did that. Another Mitch Richmond. Would I be willing to give up a Jordan? That's tough. I'm stingy about the Jordans. I want to collect them all. I guess I could, you know, get the least centered Jordan and do that, but then the question comes about: do I just want to throw a set together, or do I want to like take the time and go through all the cards, you know, put all the duplicates together, and then go through the duplicates and pull out like the best condition of each one? So like, you know, obviously put together the best condition set. Would that even make a difference at that point, or am I wasting time? James Worthy again. Probably not a waste of time if you enjoy doing it. Question is, I don't know if I'd enjoy doing that. Chris Millen. I think part of me would. But in the end, I don't know how I'd feel. What I'd do with the set. And, you know, the complete set. You could buy the complete low series set, I know, online. Probably with the Jordan ungraded. Gosh, I think I've seen it as low as like $10. You know, so. And that's, I don't know if they ever did like a factory sealed set. I want to say no. But these are just sets, you know, people put together themselves. About halfway through this second box. Haven't pulled a Jordan yet. It's about time we do. That's what happened in the last box. We were about halfway through, and we pulled our first Jordan. It's another Patrick Ewing. So I'm still thinking there's just an average of 2 Jordans per box. And if you're looking for the Shawn Kemp rookie, well, I want to say maybe only 1 per box. Sean Elliott. I have several Shawn Kemps, but I've I've gone through several boxes of these, and then I know I've gotten Shawn Kemp in the Series 2 box. Likewise with Michael Jordan, I pulled them both out of the Series 2. James Worthy. Yeah, so when it comes to like the stars, Chris Mullin, for example, Chris Mullin, I've gotten like 3, 4 of these guys at least so far. You've seen it. If you're keeping count, I've gotten like 3 or 4 of everybody, minimum. Maybe a Hakeem Olajuwon. I feel like I've only gotten 1 of him. But another Mookie Blaylock. But, you know, Shawn Kemp, Michael Jordan. There's another Barkley. Got like 4 of him. But only 2 of each. The Shawn Kemp, Michael Jordan. Makes you wonder. When they put these packs together, the company did that. Skybox did that on purpose. It's like they knew they were better cards. I got a bunch of that. Willie Anderson. There's another Patrick Ewing. So, you know, every time we see Willie Anderson now, Patrick Ewing's coming up. It's like 5 Ewings now, maybe? So we're definitely halfway through this box. Maybe a little bit further, and have not hit a Jordan. It's another Larry Bird. Hadn't gotten Bird in a while, so I'm happy about that. I definitely won't mind getting Larry Birds and Magic Johnsons. Robert Parrish. But, yeah, we need to hit a Jordan here. When this starts coming down like that, that means we're getting fewer and fewer packs. We're getting close to the end, and no Jordan. Not even 1 yet. Kevin McHale. Two back-to-back Larrys. It's not right. We should be getting a Jordan. I know there's going to be at least 1 in here. There just has to be. There just has to be the odds. Sean Elliott, Ricky. Jordan, where you at? It's about time. The odds are you're supposed to make an appearance by now. We just got this pack. Because I saw Jeff Hornacek. Here's Kevin McHale again. Isaiah Thomas. So, yeah, we just got that pack because I don't remember Isaiah. Did I pass him up? We did have the 2 Larrys. Oh, we had the 2 Larrys. So that means that other Larry covered up for Isaiah Thomas. That's not fair. I'd rather have the Isaiah Thomas. No offense, Larry, but Isaiah Thomas is the player we remember more. I'm about 2/3 of the way through the box, and no Jordan. Here's an Olajuwon. We hadn't gotten him in a while, so that's good. Well, I'm going to have to take these packs out, get rid of this box. It's falling apart anyways. We still got a pretty good stack of packs here, but is that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Oh, only 10 packs. 36 in a box. No Jordans yet. What's going on? Reggie Miller. Oh man, come on. But we gotta hit Chucky Brown, right? It was Chucky Brown before we can get a Jordan. It's Magic. It's a good Magic. Very well centered, sharp corners. I feel like I definitely have got some quite a few Magic Johnsons that will grade at a 10. Tim Hardaway rookie. Dominique Wilkins. This Hardaway's not well centered at all. Not that that is a not that that is an expensive card by any means. Dollar card, maybe. Drazen's not well centered either. Oh, there's Jordan. How did there's Chucky Brown. Okay. So Michael Jordan. It works. So let's check it out. This one's the best condition so far. Gosh, this could be a 10. I'm looking at the bottom to top bordering. It's close. The center, the left to right border is really close. Really close. This could really be a 10. I would send that one in. But for now, I'm going to stick it in the holder. Just add it to my collection. Maybe someday. I mean, someday I will send at least one of these in. This could be the one. It's probably better than any of them I've got. Sweet. So I am all about quality over quantity. So I would rather have a really nice Jordan than several off-center Jordans. So I'm happy about that. I have to consider that now. So we did see the Chucky Brown, and he was right after it. Also noticed that there was Tim Hardaway, Drazen Petrovic, and what was the other card? Dominique Wilkins. So if we see them in a pack, that means we'd be getting close to hitting a Jordan. All right, we got several packs still in this box. So there's a Larry Bird, nice. So we could still hit another Jordan. We could still hit another Shawn Kemp. Two Ed Neely. So there's a lot of... That's kind of cool because there's a chance we could hit duplicates of Jordan or Shawn Kemp. Probably unlikely, but it's kind of fun to know there's that chance. Reggie Miller. I'd really like to get a well-centered Shawn Kemp because I do not have one that's even close. I do not. I think I got about 5 or 6 now, maybe 7. Every one of them's off-centered like that. I don't know why. That's sort of a mystery to me. Although I don't think it's a mystery anymore. I think they were just, the sheet was just all off-centered when they cut it. Clyde Drexler. A couple more packs here, and then we'll get to our third and final box. 3 Michael Jordans, 2 Shawn Kemps so far, and a bunch of everyone else. Got some, like I said, I got some really nice 2 Scoot Hafner. So this is happening a lot, getting these doubles. I'm really impressed with the condition of here's Moses Malone, the Larry Birds, and the Magic Johnsons. I might have to check out what those are going for in a PSA 10. Probably not a lot if I'm hitting a bunch. If I'm getting a bunch of them in 10, that probably means they're not rare. But nevertheless, I'm impressed with how nice they are. The centering, like this John Stockton is really well centered. John Stockton was amazing. There's no doubt about that. Absolutely amazing. Fortunately, his cards like this is not really worth that much, and even though that one's probably a 10, in my opinion, I just would never send it off. Doesn't quite have the popularity of Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and of course, Michael Jordan. 2 packs left to go. Let's see if we get lucky. Akeem Olajuwon. See, this is well centered too. So, I mean, a lot of these cards are really in good shape. Some of these are, poorly centered, but I'm happy that a lot of these Hall of Famers are great condition. Last pack. Oh, so I'm glad we got another Shawn Kemp, but again, off-centered. The right border is thick. It's just, they're all like that. What's the deal? All three of these today. Look at them. They line up. The same size border on the left and the thick border on the right. Man, I would trade them all in for one that's centered. And then that Glen Rice right behind it, it's the same deal. I think that was the case in all of them. So these were all cut from like the same sheet. It's a Drexler, but when we get to the Drexler, he's more centered. So just, you know, trying to figure out the formula. I feel like I'm a card counter at this point in Vegas, you know, doing this. There it is. 3 Jordans, 3 Kemps. So in box number 2, we hit 1 Jordan, which was in very nice condition. Possible 10. I will gladly take 1 Jordan that is a 10 over 2 that are 9s. So in that box, we hit 1 Jordan, we hit 2 Kemps. And it was the other way around in box number 1. We hit 1 Shawn Kemp and 2 Jordans. Predictions of what this box will hold. I've got to predict 2 Jordans. We need 3 to hit the 6 that we were initially after. I don't see that happening. 3 Jordans is really stretching it, but I'm going to be hopeful for the predicted 2. And we'll definitely hit a Shawn Kemp. That I'm going to guarantee. I am also going to, since Magic Johnson's looking really nice, I am also going to guarantee that the Shawn Kemp is off-centered. They're just so predictably off-centered. So like I said, I got these 3 from the same guy, and included in the lot was also a Series 2 box. I put that aside. So honestly, I have a sealed box still that I put aside of Series 1. And here's another Scottie Pippen. It's got a damaged corner though. And I put aside, you know, that Series 2 box that I just picked up out of this lot. And I got to be honest, I'm probably going to hold on to them sealed. I wanted to hold on to a sealed Series 1 and Series 2 box for 5, 10, 20 years. Just to see what it might do in the future. Worst case scenario, you know, if it doesn't go up in price, I break it open and look for more Jordans. I cannot imagine, for any reason, I don't care if someone just starts breaking boxes left and right and pulls out Jordans. I cannot see Michael Jordan cards going down in price. If it did, that probably, you know, world economical collapse or something would cause that to happen. But in the basketball card market, Chris Mullin, I don't see Jordans going down for any reason. Tim Hardaway, Dominique, you know what that means. If this pack had continued, we'd be hitting Jordan. Remember that earlier? So, which means maybe one of these packs continues. I'm just trying to figure this out. See if I can figure out this formula. It doesn't matter. These boxes are sealed. These packs are sealed. You can't see through them. Not that I want to be one of those persons. I've heard that the hoops, is it 90, 91, or the 89, 90 hoops? The packs, you can see through the pack a little bit and see who's on the front. So obviously if you can see a Jordan, people are gonna keep those, you know. And oh, Shawn Kemp, how's the centering? It's better, but you can still see it's thicker over here. This is better though. Let's compare it. Yeah, it's better. That might qualify as a 9, but it's definitely not a 10. It's just not perfect centering yet. But hey, we're getting there. That's 4 Shawn Kemps. Of course, followed by a Glenn Rice, who better centering there too. So I've heard about, there's Drexler. I do not have any 90, 91, 89, 90 hoops boxes yet. Eventually get those. Would like to get Jordans out of those. But anyways, they say you can see through those packs. So obviously if there's a Michael Jordan on the front, if someone sees that, you know, probably going to hold on to it. Either keep the pack that way or open it. But my point is the system, right? The formula. There's people that have opened enough, Charles Barkley, enough of these that they know the pattern and they can predict where the Jordans are. So there's people opening up these boxes, pulling out all the packs that they have that have the Jordans, and you know, refilling the box. Sean Elliott. So I mean, I would hate that. Here's John Stockton. I don't know how you guys would feel about that. You know, some people say that business is business, you know, but you got to have some honesty in here too, I think. And that's part of the fun. That's part of the chase, and that's part of the value, you know, I think, is honesty. Kevin McHale. And I guess that's a situation where if you wanted to, but I just don't think it's worth the money, you can buy a box that's sealed, because I don't know if those hoops were factory sealed. These Skybox were. Like, they had the original cellophane. And I guess, you know, people can put their own cellophane over it, sure. Make it look like it's real. But my point is, you could get them from, is it BBCE or whoever the company is? You can send these boxes to, and they'll authenticate them. And I'd assume they would authenticate, you know, if it was actually gone through. Maybe there's a way they can tell. Tim Hardaway, Dominique. Are we gonna? No, we ran out of cards. See, again, that's the formula. we were getting closer, because after Tim and Dominique, there was the Chucky Brown, and therefore the Michael Jordan. But we've been running out of cards. Here's Ewing. But yeah, with these Skybox, you know, there's no way to know. And the thing is, once you open these, look how easily it falls apart. You know, so that's another thing. Once you open the box and you try to scoop out some packs and replace them with some bad packs, although, like I said, how do you know they're Magic Johnson? How do you know? You can't see through these packs or predicted it. You know, you got a box that's falling apart that you're trying to resell. There's another Patrick Ewing. So whenever I see the Willie Anderson card that I just love, I think it's kind of cool, actually. It's funny, but cool, too. Yeah, Patrick Ewing's right behind him. That's like, gosh, that's got to be like 6 or 7 Ewings now. So we haven't hit a Michael Jordan yet in this box. And, you know, I feel like we should have hit 2. Based on the, here's Bookie. Based on the Tim Hardaway, Dominique Wilkins, there's another Charles Barkley. Based on that, we should have eventually hit the Michael Jordan, but we did not. We ran out of cards in both those packs. Well, I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you're still sticking around, this is getting pretty tedious. But there's Larry Bird. Nice. These Larry Birds have just been really in great shape. I'm assuming that's pretty common. But I appreciate y'all sticking around, and I'm assuming if you stuck around this long, you're waiting to see if we get any more Jordans, and maybe the Shawn Kemp centered. But so far, 3 boxes and 3 Jordans. Here's a Karl Malone. So yeah, I was setting out Hakeem Olajuwon. That one's, no, he's got a ding at the corner. Thought he was in good shape. Yeah, we set out today for 6 Jordans. Hoping to get lucky, of course, and get more, but yeah. We'd have to hit 3 more Jordans in half a box because we're about the halfway point. That's just not going to happen. I was hoping that was Shawn Kemp. The Xavier McDaniel Seattle Sonics, that very similar with those vertical lines. Most of these packs have been opening pretty well, but occasionally I get one and it just kind of gets stuck there. Well, Kevin McHale, Isaiah Thomas. Halfway point, no Jordans. So maybe, like box number 2, we'll just hit 1, and that one will be really nice and make for a possible 10. John Stockton. The Stockton cards have been looking nice. Well-centered, sharp corners. Again, can't imagine that people will be sending in tons of Stocktons. Or they have, and there's so many of them. Comeback 10s are just not going to be worth all that much. Reggie Miller. Yeah, so we're definitely hitting past the halfway point. And Karl Malone. I've got my sights set on just getting that Jordan now. Where's Jordan? Where's Jordan? Another Olajuwon. That one's looking pretty good. Although the corners on the Olajuwon have been not perfect. There's Drazen. So, if I remember correctly, he was associated with the Hardaway and the Dominique Wilkins. So, there's Chucky Brown. So, here's Michael Jordan. Yep. Got the formula. There's a little speck there, and that's not dust. That's coming off, whatever that was. I can work on that later. So, this one's looking really nice, too. Sharp corners, almost perfectly centered. So, you know, if that's the only one we get in this box, I will take it. I will gladly take a possible PSA 10 Jordan if it's the only one in the box. So I call that a success. You know, the 2 that we got in the first box, let's look at them. So this is, I keep hitting the camera. Sorry about that. So this one's looking really good. If there's any white specks on it, it's on the case. This was the one we got in box number 2. It's basically the same, but these are the ones we got in the first box, and you can see this one, the corners got a little rough edging to it. The centering's not quite as nice. It's thicker over here. And then this is the one, yeah, I mean, you can just tell the centering's not as nice either. So these, you know, might grade as 9s. We got 2 of those in box 1. Now these, I'm thinking, could grade as 10s. And maybe 1 per box. If we don't get another one in this box, which, of course, I'm hoping. So, the question for you is, would you rather just want 1 Jordan in a perfect condition? Or would you rather have multiple Jordans in not perfect condition? Guessing most of us would take the one in perfect condition. We got a lot of Jeff Hornaceks in these boxes today. Kevin McHale. Isaiah Thomas. So when we see the Drazen card, Jordan's right behind him. And Drazen, I remember, so he was after. Let's get these cards, these packs out. Oh, that box just fell apart. And that's the other thing. I got like, I don't know how many of these empty boxes now I'm keeping, and I don't know why I'm keeping them, but probably the kid in me is like, ooh, Skybox box. How cool is that? But yeah, what was I saying about the, Drazen? So before Drazen was the Tim Hardaway and the Dominique Wilkins. So it's Moses Malone. So yeah, in some of these packs, James Worthy. So these packs that have like James Worthy, Moses Malone, you just know for a fact you're not getting a Jordan because it's always the same order. It's always the same order. And this was the case when I opened up these boxes in the past. It's so predictable. The only thing that was a little random today was sometimes we hit the duplication. We get two of the same guy back to back. And I haven't seen that in a while now, going through this box, but that seemed to be like the only thing that was random. And maybe hit back to back of a Jordan, but seems highly unlikely. But yeah, it's like, I can tell you, unless I hit, there's another Danny Ferry. So I remember what the Danny Ferry is, there's not going to be a Jordan here. It's not going to happen. Nick Anderson, rookie. We've got to hit like a Tim Hardaway early on in the pack, and then that's a good sign we're going to hit a Jordan before the pack ends. It's just, you can bet on it. It's card counting. So like in this pack, there's no Jordan. There's no Jordan. There's no anybody. Crap pack. All right. Still hoping to get a centered Shawn Kemp, but that last one we got was pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. Haven't hit David Robinson in a while. I like David Robinson. I don't think we've got many of him. There's a Cliff Robinson, which is terribly off-centered. Not that that's a big deal card anyways, even though that's his rookie. Dennis Rodman. That one's pretty good shape. Picked up a few of him. Vlade Divac. Joe Dumars. Oh, I'm not even going to keep that. The corners are terrible. Oh, I got what? I'm not going to count them. 6 packs, 7 packs. Slim chance probably hitting another Jordan. But we've only gotten 4 and set out to get 6. I'm gonna bet we're gonna hit one more Shawn Kemp. I'm gonna bet on that. I'm not gonna bet anything except the oxygen I'm breathing. No, I better not bet the oxygen I'm breathing. That would be bad if it took all the oxygen away. Anyways, I've got to bet. I'm not going to bet anything, but I'm going to bet that we'll hit a Shawn Kemp. This will be my longest video yet. We've just gone past the hour mark about a minute ago. But 3 boxes, that's pretty good. Squeezing 3 boxes in an hour. Thank God these cards aren't like foil embossed or whatever they are that they get bricked. I'd still be going through the first box trying to separate them. I think that's one thing I hate about it is that, you know, making these videos and having to unbrick cards, it just wastes your time. I don't think we want to see that. Maybe just enough for education, because I did that one video. If you want to see some terribly bricked cards, it was a 2-parter because they were so bricked. 94.95 Fleer basketball. Check that out if you want to see some seriously bricked cards. You may think twice about spending your money, Mitch Richmond, on those cards. Although I did get a hot pack, which was a pack full of inserts. That was a lot of fun. And I was able to salvage those. Those inserts didn't stick as much as the regular cards. But yeah, that video just became an education. But yeah, I've split it into 2 parts. So 2 packs left. Is there? We'll find out. There's a Shawn Kemp, and this is why I actually don't ever bet anything for real, because I always lose. Ah, we are going to hit another Jordan. We are going to hit another Jordan. There's the Chucky Brown, and there's the Jordan. And look at that. Another very nice condition. Is it possible, which would make this entire experience and purchase worth it, is it possible we hit 3 PSA 10 Jordans today? Because I can tell you for a fact, if that's the case, those will definitely pay for, well, not only pay for these boxes, but then some. It makes it all worth it. Now let's see if we can get a nice centered Shawn Kemp. That's what I want now. I don't think they exist. Well, they do exist. I've seen them online. I've not seen them in person. To get another, ooh, that's a nice David Robinson. Man, I don't think there's any flaws. It's perfectly centered. I'm gonna have to go through some of these. There's a lot of very well centered stars, and maybe check prices online and see if it's worth spending the money to send some of those in. All right, guys, we did it. We went through all 3 boxes, and boy, do I have a nice big stack here of cards that I pulled aside. So plenty of, not so many David Robinsons, but plenty of Barkleys and Ewings and Stocktons, Malones and Rodmans and Larry Birds, Magic Johnson. There's a lot in here that could be sent off, and I guarantee would get a PSA 10. I mean, I don't know how they wouldn't. This is what we came for. Shawn Kemp. This one, probably the best one. Maybe a 9. Is it worth sending in at a 9? I don't think any of these cards are worth sending in unless you know there's a chance of getting a 10. And it's got to be a pretty good chance. These cards as 9s, you just wasting your time, in my opinion. But this is it. This is what we really came for today. I got 5 of them. I wanted 6. But what I'm happy about is that these 3 are definitely worth sending off. I'm not going to do that anytime soon. But these 3, definitely a chance to be PSA 10s. And if that is the case, this was all worth it. So, summary. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite cards of all the basketball cards, for many reasons. I love this design. It's outdated, but at the same time, it's still unique and cool. Skybox only did this for 2 years with these backgrounds. Now, I'm not sure if there's something else that came around later in the 90s or the 2000s. I guess you could argue that the new stuff today, the Select, the Mosaics by Panini, they're doing things where they just, they don't have anything in the background. They just have the player. But still, this is still completely unique. I do love the gold border. I think it just complements the card very nicely. Yeah, it does feel old, like an old computer. It makes me think about MS-DOS and all before Windows, but I still like it. I like that it's got, straight to the point. Here we are pulling Jordans, tons of stars. Base cards, there's no subsets and all, which I do like subsets. I do like variety. chance to get more Jordans if you have subsets. But I also like the fact that we can just pick up base cards too. And then price. These are very affordable. Like I said, 40 bucks a box, easily. They're the cheapest out there. They are the absolute cheapest. But I like that they're not cheap, meaning these Jordans at 10s sell for a pretty good price. So if you're doing this for nostalgia, go for it. It's great. You don't have to spend a ton of money. You won't break the bank. If you're doing it for investment, I think you could do that too, especially with these Jordans. If you get some really nice ones like we did, you'll be okay. So in conclusion, it's kind of a win-win. And when I say investment, I don't mean you're going to get rich. No. I guess an argument could be made that you could go through and buy like 20, 30 boxes, rip them open, and have a bunch of Jordans that you can grade. And yeah, if you're willing to go through the patience of doing that, like I said, you're not going to get rich off of it. But I guess there's an argument there that that's a possibility. I guess I could do that one day and make a 10-hour-long video. Obviously, I'm joking. Not going to do that. But anyways, this is still one of my favorite sets just because it kind of hits all of the above. There's some investment here, and there's a lot of fun here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you've stayed around to the end, I appreciate you doing that. Maybe one day I'll open more Series 2. Try and experiment, see how many Jordans we can get out of them. But when I've opened Series 2 before, I was successful. Got Jordan, got Kemp, and of course got Gary Payton and some other guys. All right, appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. See you next time.